Listen, it's my body, my choice, okay? That's how I feel. I'm pro-choice. I
Yeah,
want a choice.
if it only affects you. It's not just affecting you. You're
Look,
affecting people
it,
around you.
that's your fault if you're out. But if I want to go out and get a samosa with me and a couple of my buddies and get a little extra Corona in our orange juice, that's my choice. All right, Rishi Mather? Okay?
But
That's
it doesn't work that way.
James'
You
choice.
know it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that you, first of all, why are you going out for samosas? You never once asked me to get a samosa. But more importantly, you're putting your friends in jeopardy by even suggesting it.
You're being a designated driver when nobody's drunk, okay? We
Yeah,
don't need you right now.
you need to listen. You need to stay in your house. You need discipline.
No, I'm going Thelma and Louise, baby. Let's drive this car right off this motherfucking cliff.
All
That's
right,
it.
fine. You know what? Announce the show. Listen, go on, announce the show, all right?
All right. Chill. Welcome to episode 3 of Guilty Conscious. I'm Alexander Payne. This is my co-host.
I'm Rishi Mather, everybody.
All right, and today we're going to be talking about the coronavirus. And basically, this episode is about whether or not we should open. We're going to have a philosophical debate. Rishi's going to take one side. I'm going to take the other side. And we're going to talk about different points of view about the virus. Rishi, I know you feel very strongly about this.
I feel strong about this, but you know what? What's kind of bothering me right now is I
What?
don't believe you believe that this podcast is worth the same thing I believe this podcast is about. You know what I'm saying? I think you think this podcast is different. What do you think? Why do you think we started this podcast out of curiosity? Because people have been asking me this question. Why did we start this podcast? And I keep telling them one thing, but I don't know if you believe what I believe in this podcast.
I believe that we started this podcast in a way for us to become famous and rich and successful men, and then we can abuse our power. That's why I believe we started this podcast, Rishi. Why did you start this podcast?
To help people, to literally help people. Here's the thing.
You know what? That was a test. I was testing you to see if that's what you were going to say, and you passed, Rishi. So
Why
that
are you
was my
testing?
answer.
Why
I
are
was
you testing me?
Um, it's a test. It's a pop quiz. You don't need a reason for a test. You just test. So we both passed. Good job, Rishi.
No. We didn't both pass. You said something else, and I disagree with what you said. Here's the thing. This whole point of this podcast is to help people and showing them why they're being stupid right now. It's a self-reflection on humanity.
So you think everyone right now is being stupid and you have all the answers?
Yeah, I truly believe I have more answers. All right, here's the thing. When I joined life in the year 2020, I believed I was looking for solutions for me. And then I saw what happened, and I realized maybe all the people giving you self-help tips are okay at it. And I think there's somebody who should be better at it. I listen to all these self-help people, and none of them help me better than I help me. You know who helped me more? Gandhi, Martin Luther King. I'm learning from Bruce Lee still. I'm learning from Muhammad Ali. I'm learning from Michael Jordan. I'm learning from the greatest minds that we've had in our world. And what people are doing is they're taking what they're saying and convoluting it. And I think I'm the person to help it bring it back.
First of all, Rishi, all those people you listed were men, and that's a problem already. So it looks like you need to diversify people who are teaching you things. There's so many other people, Mother Teresa, Princess Diana, and the fact that I only named white women, that's a problem in itself. So
yeah, so maybe we're the problem. Here's the thing, I'm willing to open my realm up. You know who I've also answered this thing? Joseph Campbell, who's another man. All right, you know what? Maybe I should start looking at other people. There's also women who've helped me shape my form, my ideologies. My mom. And I'm sure there's other women out there who will help me.
yeah.
I know as I keep going down this journey, there are going to be people who are going to look at it. And you actually, here's the thing. I look at actually strong female comedians who generate my ideologies. For example, Lisa Traeger is somebody who I really admire in the comedy. Yamaneika Saunders, who I really admire in comedy. Marina Franklin, who I really admire in comedy. I admire their minds and how the way they form things. Liz Mealy, I admire these women and what they brought to the table. So don't say I'm the problem. I know my issues, but I know I look at all the right things. Now, here's the thing. What's been bothering me is this, right? We've started this podcast in 2 episodes, and we've gotten along so far, but that's because we were tiptoeing it, and I'm kind of mad that you said people should be going outside. My body, my choice does not apply here because it's not just your body. It's not just your choice. It's your choices affecting other people, and that's what you're not seeing. For example, that lady in Texas, you hear about that story?
I did not. Tell me about it.
Okay, so she decided to open her salon. She decided to open her salon, and the
Mm-hmm.
judge said, you have to shut it down, and I'll let you off the hook. I'll let you off the hook
Mm-hmm.
if you apologize.
Mm-hmm.
All she had to do was say, I'm sorry. I
Mm-hmm.
understand the consequences towards my community. I understand the
Mm-hmm.
consequences that this action had towards my fellow human, my fellow mate, my society, my kids, my everything. And she said none of that. She didn't even apologize. All she said was make my blood boil. What she said was, I don't believe I need to apologize because my kids are going hungry. And if you expect me to sit here and have my kids go hungry, you have a second thing coming. And I'm thinking, if this dumb bitch. Now, I say dumb bitch, not referring to her as a woman. I call anyone a dumb bitch. I'll call you a dumb bitch for saying dumb shit. But I'm saying this dumb bitch, if she doesn't understand the implications of her actions, not just to her kids, but to a society, what are we doing? She could always just go on Facebook like, hey, listen, right now the government has shut down my salon. I don't know how to feed my kids. If there's any work that you feel I could do to help me provide for my kids, I would love to do it. Please give me work. I need work right now. Or help me. I have a GoFundMe page. Please help me. There's so many solutions. And it's up to us as humanity to help this woman help her kids while her salon shut down. That's
Okay, and my counterpoint to that is, isn't it up to us as humanity to just let her and her dumb kids die? Isn't that
no.
our responsibility to let her open her hair salon and whoever brings coronavirus to her and kills her? Isn't that natural selection? Isn't that Darwinism?
Why should her kids suffer and society suffer for her stupidity? Listen,
Because they were born to a dumb mom. What do you want me to do? That's not my fault that their mother's dumb.
yeah, she's dumb, but why should they suffer if her mom's stupid? Listen, think
Because
about
they
how
share her dumb genes. It's not our fault. They should be. They're gonna keep continuing the dumb line. We could.
that's not true. Think about how many great people came from stupidity. Alex?
You can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. You froze on my end. Did I freeze? So I've been recording this whole time. Do you want to just pick up from when we left off?
Yeah. So we'll explain what happened. Was Rishi's player haterness? He tried to shut down my argument by freezing my computer. What I'm saying is, natural selection is that maybe this is a point in our future where maybe this is supposed to happen. Maybe this is supposed to be a thing where we were already having problems from overpopulation, right? Uh, Pollution, correct? We are noticing that these problems are being solved right now with the world stopping, right? And this is a good thing that people are stopping. But maybe a better alternative is people who do things like still go to bars or go out or, decide that, gonna go and touch a bunch of tennis balls and rub them on their face is a better thing to do right now. Maybe they need to die.
Why? But no, hold on.
Yes.
If they die,
Yeah.
I have zero sympathy. None. You know why? I have zero sympathy. If you decide you think looking at the end of a barrel of a gun is your way of doing shit and be like, well, what's going to happen? What's the worst that can happen? How about you pull the fucking trigger and blow your brains out? That's the worst that can happen. If you feel like that's your calling and you want to stare at the end of the barrel of a gun, go for it. I have no sympathy if you get shot in the face. I have zero.
There are
But
already, yeah, go ahead.
that bullet can also penetrate and hit a bystander who didn't do anything wrong, did everything right, and now why are they being punished for somebody else's stupidity? For example, you're saying the kids should die because their mom's stupid.
Yeah.
Their mom is stupid, but
Yes.
their kids shouldn't suffer. How do we know these kids aren't going to take the stupidity and do something amazing with it down the road? Amazing with it. See a problem and say, all right, well, there needs to be a solution for people like this. How do we know that a genius won't come out of this? We're making people suffer and putting people at risk because we feel natural selection is going to take place. But what is the point of humanity if it's not helping one another, not helping one of these dumbasses make a right decision, helping them make themselves look better, helping them understand what they're doing is wrong?
Here's what I would say, right? Where in the history of the world, and not just the world, but let's just open it up to the animal kingdom. Where is there history of any other species or any other thing helping another species and them going all of a sudden to go, you know what? That's right. I should do this.
But that's
We'll
what
get
makes
it
us
back on.
better. That's what not makes it better, but that's what makes us stronger. Look at the species that don't help each other out. They're going extinct, man. Lions, extinct.
Yeah, but
Pandas.
they're going extinct because of us. It's not because of them. It's because of us.
But
So,
how do we put ourselves in a position of doing that? How do we as a man, think about this. How
or
do we
woman.
as a man or a woman or a
Yeah.
human, how
Yeah.
do we as a human
Society, sure.
put ourselves at the top of the food chain? We are weaker than a lot of these animals out here. We're not stronger than an ape or a lion or an anaconda, but we have
Yes.
our brain. And our brain
And
allowed
we
us,
used our brain to develop machines that could kill them. So what
right.
you're saying is the best of everything that we have in our minds is basically used to be destructive. Now, this is the first time in history that you and I have the same power as a weapon of mass destruction. So it is up to us to use this power to eradicate dumb people.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say at all.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing you say, Rishi.
That's fake news. I understand this Trump business. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying we have used our minds and we have built communities with our minds and we have built mechanisms to even strengthen and better the world, not just destroy the world, but we've helped modern medicine to save animals, to save ourselves, to save communities, to save our earth, to save us. And that same mind could also be used for destruction. But if we use that
Okay.
mind for good, why do we have to let people suffer and die?
So you about to get real nihilistic up in here, Nishi. Let's get real fucking,
What, you saying the world has no meaning to it? Yes, it doesn't.
Okay, yeah. So let's say we are of a scientific mind. Let's say that we were born out of the Big Bang. Do you believe that theory? Do you believe that we were born out of this big, huge calamity, destruct like this, just two things coming together, an explosion, then we came out of that? Do you believe that's how the universe was created?
My belief is irrelevant in this situation because my
No,
belief
because
cannot
your
disprove
belief is
it.
that this lady is an idiot and she should stay home. So if your belief is irrelevant in this situation, then it's irrelevant in her situation too.
No, it's not. It's irrelevant in situations that I cannot prove or disprove. It's like asking me, do I believe in God? It's irrelevant if he exists or doesn't exist because there's no proof of his.
Overruled. Answer the question, Rishi. Do you believe that the Big Bang? Do you believe in it?
I do believe in the Big Bang. That's what I'm
All
supposed to
right.
believe in.
So if you believe in that, right, that we came out of this chaotic mess, maybe this is a return back to that. Maybe this is the point where it's like, we came out of nothingness. Maybe this is our return back to nothingness, Rishi. Maybe this is what is supposed to happen.
No, that's the same standpoint that Thanos went with, which is if we got rid of if we committed genocide, then our world would look better for it. But that's not true. You don't need to do that. We don't need to revert back to a caveman style. That's like when people go on the paleo diet and say, well, this was the caveman diet. They used to eat nothing but meat. That's not true. Cavemen used to eat berries and fruits and vegetables more than they ate meat because a lot of times they couldn't hunt properly. What about the times they couldn't get their meat? What if they mess up in hunting? What if their hunt ran away? They don't starve themselves that day. It's craziness to think that. And it's also crazy to think that we should leave humans alone and behind. If we could help better humanity by helping our weakest links in a sense of what they believe to be true, help them out, then that's where we go. And the way to help these people out is discipline. See, here's the thing we lost is you believe that if we eradicate and have evolution take its course, then we would be better for it. But no, it's not true because a lot of people don't have one thing. Even the people staying inside are missing it. It's discipline. I'm missing it. You're missing it. Think about it this way. How many times late at night we eat? It's we don't have discipline. I smoke weed because I don't have discipline. I'm starting to understand that this coronavirus is a beautiful thing in one decision. It helps us understand that we need to learn discipline and we need to learn about not making assumptions.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but again, aren't you making an assumption about this lady's life? Let's just take, for instance, right, like the people who die from the disease. There's a science is saying that, those people, the scientific community, they're saying that, only 1 to 3% of the world's people who get it in general are dying. That's not a lot, right? If you got something and they said, oh, you got a 97% chance of living, you'd be more likely to take it, right? You'd be like, okay, I can live through it. So what about that idea that maybe it's a little bit overblown, it's a little bit overhyped?
No, it's not. How many times in your life, Alex Payne, how old are you?
I am 30.
30. I'm 30. In your
Yeah.
30 years, have you seen anything like this?
I have not seen anything like this in my lifetime, but my great grandmother or my great or her whatever would have lived through the Spanish flu. And you know what they did back in those days? They still went to work, Rishi. And you know what they did after that? They fought in World War II and they beat the Nazis. And that's what I'm saying. Why can't we be more like the greatest generation?
They're
She was
not the
12
greatest.
years old working
Why
in
do
a
we keep looking?
factory.
I'm not looking at the past to see what they've done. I'm looking at the past to say we haven't seen this before in our life. Our whole world shut down from a virus. We haven't seen these proportionate numbers in a long time. It's not overblown. People are dying left and right. And if you believe, here's the thing, Alex, how could you believe you're going to make it as a comedian? Only 0.01% of comedians actually make it in the way we want to make it, into fame, into luxury, into this. Only 0.01%. Why do you believe we'll make it to that point? We're not special in that
Because
situation, but how are you special in this situation?
coronavirus will weed out all the other comedians and I have more of a chance of making it. So I'm gonna let these shows roll back in, and the people are gonna be laughing and spitting coronavirus in their faces. And next thing you know, I'm gonna be the only one with a healthy immune system, and I'm gonna be right there to pick up, baby. I'm gonna be right there waiting.
No, because you're going to die with them. You're in the crux of it. I'm going to be the one surviving, and I'm going to be the one crying, I can't believe Alex didn't listen to me.
No, I'm gonna be at home
Now.
opening up my hair salon in Brooklyn. And then eventually,
Here's the thing, Alex. The thing I'm trying to say is that
look, Rishi.
we're
What I'm
not
trying to say is,
special.
how long can I avoid touching my face, Rishi? I can't avoid not touching my face. All right. How long do I have to do this? Science is getting on my nerves.
Touch your
I'm
face.
tired
Just make
of
sure your
singing
hands are clean.
happy birthday when I wash my hands, all right? It's getting to the point where I sing the happy birthday song when I masturbate. This is not good, Rishi. I'm tired of this. I've perverted this song in so many ways.
I have a problem with the happy birthday song. Can I tell you what it is? This is
What
going
is
to
it?
be a little distraction from it, but you brought it up.
Hmm.
You masturbate, say yourself happy birthday. But why are you singing yourself happy birthday when it's your new year? Shouldn't
What
you
do
be singing happy new year to yourself?
you're saying sing Happy New Year when I masturbate.
Yeah.
What's wrong with happy birthday?
Because the idea of saying happy birthday to me on your birthday is so stupid. Because
Yeah,
it's
happy birthday. There's a whole beat you can work to. Happy birthday to you. I do the Martin Luther King happy birthday, the black one. I don't do
why
the.
can't you do that? Happy New Year. Happy New
Well,
Year.
that's the happy birthday song, but with Happy New Year. You just
And that's what it
That's
should
the same
be.
song. Yeah. All
I'm
right.
telling you
Again,
this.
this debate is about whether or not we should open up. So let's
No,
get
this
back to that.
debate's about humanity's ideologies on discipline. It's about assumption and discipline. You're making the assumption of opening up because we could be fine, but we're not going to be fine. It's the destruction that will hit you, and if you get hit with it, you don't know the repercussions to you. So why would you assume the best in a situation like this? I will always say this: if you're going to assume the worst, because you assume the worst and prepare for the worst. If the worst happens, you're prepared for it. If it doesn't happen, at least you were prepared for it. If you assume the best and it doesn't happen, you're not prepared for the worst. How could you assume the best in this situation? You can't. You can't assume that because the death rate's so low, it's not going to impact you. Yo, society's already impacting you. You're black,
Rishi,
and you already have everything against you. Why put more things against you?
Rishi, I want you to see something. What do you see, Rishi? I see a glass.
I
What do
see
you
a
see?
glass with water filled
Yeah,
up
but
halfway.
is it filled halfway?
Yes, it's half the cup.
So it's half full or
Yes.
half empty? Which one is it? Half full or half empty?
Well, if you just poured it, it's half full. If you drank from it, it's half empty. Did you drink or you poured?
Well, now I just poured.
Well,
And
now
it's
it's
full,
full.
Rishi. So that's all it takes to be an optimist is pour a little bit of water into the glass.
No, it
That's it.
depends on what the glass represents. If you look at a glass and I don't know if you drank from it or poured from it, I'm going to assume you poured from it, unless told me otherwise. If you drank from it, it's half empty because you drank half of it. So therefore, you depleted the cup of its water. But if you didn't deplete the cup of its water and you poured, then it's half full. Now, this debate means nothing. I don't believe in optimism in a time like this. I believe in pessimism and the mindset of overcompensating. I think if you
You believe in
overcompensate,
pessimism? I didn't know you were Jewish, Rishi. I didn't know. I had no idea. What
yeah,
I'm trying to say is
I'm
that,
Hindu. That's what we are. We're just like Jews, but brown.
yeah, you're saying Jewish in a funny way, Hindu, huh? My thing is this. Look, Disneyland is opening May 11th in China, right?
Okay.
And the tickets are already sold out.
Yes.
People are over this virus. And
What does
listen,
that even mean? What does it mean to be over this virus?
it means that people have decided that they'd rather get this thing and die than not see Mickey Mouse for one more minute. They're saying that they'd rather get on Space Mountain and have their lungs filled with liquid. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's their choice. If Disneyland is like, look, we're gonna open the doors. If you guys want to come, you can come. That's up to you. People are saying, I gotta get out of my house.
But your choice is impacting other people.
Yes, patience, Aristotle said this, patience is bitter, but the fruit is sweet. But what if the fruit is grapefruit, bro? Who the fuck wants to eat grapefruit? Nobody. You get what I'm saying?
I eat grapefruit. It's
Yeah,
terrible,
but it's
right?
terrible. That's the point. Nobody wants grapefruit. We're tired of grapefruit. Look, we
You
have
can't just
all
eat
wished.
mango all the time. You can't just eat mango and pineapple
Look,
all the time.
we have all wished. Look, if I could just have some time, I could work on that novel. I could get something done. I could do it. And we've all had the time. And now we all realize we aren't shit. And we're all ready to go back to the life that we used to live, which was filled with Disney and other people and drinking to make us forget about how we aren't shit.
But
Right now,
why? Why are
every
we
day
doing
we've
that?
got to get up and look in the mirror and look at that person that we used to be able to lie about. Now we can't lie about them anymore. Now we
That's the
can't lie
point.
about why we're lazy. Now we
That's
can't.
the point.
That's awful, man. This world is built on lies.
This world's built on lies, but we can go back to the truth. And the truth about you will set you free to a point. I believe that every person who came through speaking about the truth, one of the people who I resonate the most with is Patrice O'Neill, not
Yeah.
with the ideologies, but with one aspect of it. Honesty about yourself is going to set you free. Michael Jackson has said this. Michael Jackson has said that if you really are honest with who you are as a human,
Yes.
you will live freer than not. It's better. You never have to cover up for truth. You just never have to. And
This
you
is
can be truthful.
also coming from a man who had 4 different faces in his lifetime. But yes, continue.
But do you know why he had 4 different faces? Because he was truthful himself and he hated his own skin. He had vitiligo. I'm very familiar with people with vitiligo. I know somebody in my life who I'm actually seeing currently. She has vitiligo. And as beautiful as I believe she is, she doesn't believe in the same aspects that I do because she sees something different than I do. And perception's everything.
Okay, so you believe that she is beautiful and she shouldn't change herself, but she believes otherwise.
Yeah. And if she wants to
And if she wants to what?
if she's honest with herself
Yeah.
and that's what she believes, I can't say anything. I can't convince her that she's more beautiful than she actually thinks she is. I
What
can't.
if she wanted to get a surgery to change that?
I'd advise against it, but it's her body, her choice at that point, and she the only
So
person she can
just like
affect.
the woman in
No,
Texas,
no, no,
it is her choice.
no. It's literally her body, her choice. She's only impacting one person, herself.
Well, that's not true. I mean, she's impacting you. You don't
Oh,
want she would get the surgery. You
but it
don't
doesn't impact me. It doesn't
love
physically
her.
impact me. I can't get vitiligo, and I can't. My face won't change.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't necessarily know that your feelings about her won't change. You would think about her differently. You would be like, well, she got the surgery. I don't know if I feel the same way about her.
That
She doesn't.
depends on how I feel about her now.
Yeah.
I feel about her the way I feel about anyone that's in my
Look,
life. I want
all
her
I'm
to be
saying is
happy.
this.
If she's generally happy with the choices she made, who am I
This
to judge her otherwise?
staying in the house and hiding away from this problem, it's not helping anybody. Nobody wants to be in the house. Look, relations right now and between blacks and Chinese people are not good. I've been watching too many videos of Chinese people getting beat up on World Star Hip Hop. You know what I mean? We're at the point now where I think the only way to repair it is we're gonna have to make another Rush Hour. That's the only way we're gonna be able to help this situation, unless we open things up again.
But Rush Hour is a band-aid. All right, listen. We can watch Rush Hour and
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah,
First 8 times,
yeah.
right?
Rush Hour 4, the race to the cure. Go ahead.
But it's a band-aid. It doesn't create a solution. You think Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are going to create the solutions for us?
Here's what you are forgetting. People don't want a solution.
Yes, we do.
The solution is to go out and get drunk. It's to carry assault rifles. It's to get their hair cut. The solution is the lie.
No, the only thing Rush Hour will do is help us unite our worlds together in the sense that we look at Chinese people as not the enemy. We look at them
Okay,
as,
let me put it to you in a better analogy. Have you ever seen The Matrix?
yeah.
the greatest documentary ever, right? So when you watch The Matrix, right, there's a point where Neo looks at, or Morpheus looks at Neo, and he says, "You can take the blue pill or the red pill," right? And he said,
Sure.
"The red pill will show you how far this goes, and the blue pill, you can continue to live this lie." Rishi, you have chosen the red pill. The rest of us want the blue pill. We want to go back, and we want to be eating that fake steak. We don't want to be on a ship with a bunch of other dudes and one girl. We want to be outside at parks, having a good old time. We don't want to know.
But how
We
do we
don't want to
become
know how
better
to
that
be.
way? How do we truly become a better
Rishi, we don't
race,
become
a better humanity? How do we become stronger? We got to look at ourselves. We need to. I want us to stop being moths to a flame. What we are right now is moths to a flame. We go,
Yes,
ooh, warm weather. I want to go.
that's your choice. Rishi, it's your choice to be a better human being. Don't force your choice of being a better human being on me. I want to be a piece of shit.
But are you content with being a piece of shit?
Yes. I
But
thought I
most people
wasn't.
are not. Most people keep complaining, and I'm done with the complaints.
I think most people thought they weren't done with it, and then this happened, and they were like, you know what? I'm okay with being a piece of shit. Like, there were a lot of things we complained about before. We were like, I don't want to travel this far to work, or, the idea of even needing to go to work for most people has been like shut down, where it's like, I didn't even need to go to this stupid ass job. I could have did it at home in the first place. You know what I mean? That's basically what's going on for a lot of people. But for some other people, it's just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, I want to go in the office. I want to see people. I want to live the lie that I'm going somewhere. And this is my last thing. This is a question I'm gonna ask you to wrap it up. Basically, all right. What if you could live forever, right? But the the conceit was you could live forever, but you could never have contact with human people. You can never have contact with people anymore. You can still see your mother, your father, but you can only see them the way you see them right now, which is in your home. You can't go outside. This is the situation
For the rest of my life,
for the rest of your life.
what happens if I see other people?
Well, if you see other people, you
What if I go
instantaneously
to a bar and club? What happens? Is this a situation where we're
you
in now? Like
you
this is our new reality?
you instantaneously age and die right away, right there, like Indiana Jones, end of the movie. Your skull starts burning up and shit like
Or
that.
do I affect other people when I do that?
What do you mean? Do you affect other people? Yeah, they're gonna see you fucking burn up in front of them. That's gonna
But
fuck
do
some
they
people
also
up.
get affected by it? Do they also burn up and die?
No, because they made the choice. They got the same choice you did, which is like, I can become a better person at home, or I can go outside with everybody and be a piece of shit. Now I can stay at home and live forever, or I can go outside and risk death. And you go, what? You know what? That's a part of life. I've always
But
been
no,
risking
no, the
death.
question isn't that. My question is, if I go out and you say I burn up and die, but
Yeah.
does that affect other people in the sense of will they burn up and die, or if they will they not? Because if that's the case,
Yeah. I'll tell you what. We'll make it that. We'll make it that where it's like, hey, if you go outside, there's a 1 to 3% chance somebody might burn up and die, and you'll burn up and die next to them. Yes. But those people made that choice to go out there and be there.
so
It's not as easy now, is it?
no. Here's what I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah.
I'd probably stay at home until I'm ready to commit suicide, and then I go out.
So what you're saying is you can do a couple more months of this quarantine, and other people are saying, I can't. I'm done. It's over.
No. But the difference is, the reason I asked that question is because if for example, if the situation was this, I have to stay at home forever and see my parents the way it is, or otherwise I go out and die, and I affect other people in the sense that if I go out and I don't die immediately, I go out and I'll get something, and then the minute I come into contact with any human, they'll get it, and then over time we'll all die within the week. That will spread, and I will be a cause of human civilization collapsing. And
Yeah.
I can't do that. So what I'll do is I'll just kill myself at that point inside my own house where I don't affect anyone else. But if I'm already affecting the people who are out and no one else behind the scenes getting affected, I don't care. That's
Okay.
different. This
But
situation is different than that.
yes, but my point is you don't know that. My point is you don't know that you going outside to go get a drink. You don't know that you're the cause that's going to play a link in a chain of events that's going to give it to someone else. Let's say that you didn't go out, right?
Hmm?
And you didn't give corona to anybody else. But let's say your brother went out and gave it to somebody else. It's like what if the same person still got it, but they just got it from another way?
I will say this. This is where I'll end it at. I think you're right. To a degree, at some point, we're all going to have to go outside. Right now, I'm assuming the worst. You're right. I don't know. But the fact that I don't know, it makes me assume. And the fact that I have to assume, I can't assume the greatest aspect. I have to assume the worst. Right now, it's what it's looking at is the death rates are rising, rising, rising. And right now, I don't know if I have it. I don't know if my brother has it. I don't know if my mom or dad have it. Maybe they all have it. Maybe we have it as a family. But maybe we're just not showing the symptoms. After all this is over, maybe we can still go out there and really create a panic and pandemic again. We don't know that. But at some point, we're going to have to reintegrate with the society. And at that point, I'm going to make a judgment call. Is me going out there in benefit or in destruction of it? Because if it's, and to be honest, what are we looking at death rates wise? How can we contain it? Like if it's at a point where we're like, all right, cool. Well, we just have to now roll the dice and see what happens. Yeah. I'm going to do it then, but I'm only going to do it in smart judgments. I'm going to only hedge my bets. If for example, I'm going to bet on the Patriots if they're going against the Giants in 2007. I never saw that loss coming. No one did. They're so dominant.
I did. I saw that loss coming.
But everyone that bet against the Patriots is now rich, right? And that's what we're doing. We're looking for that good feeling again. It's like hedging your bet with Trump. We're gambling addicts. We all thought he was never going to win, and then he won, and everyone's like, how do you win? And there was obvious systemic thing. We assumed the best, and that's what happens when you assume things. When you assume great things, the opposite usually happens. When you assume great things, you don't take the measures to make sure those results actually happen. Hillary Clinton didn't campaign well enough to make sure she won. We assumed she's going to win, so a lot of us didn't vote. So that assumption collapsed. Now, when you voted for Trump and everything Trump does right, we're now hedging your bets. Oh my God, let's keep this ball rolling. That's what we're doing with this coronavirus right now. We're judging it and like, all right, well, let's roll this dice. Right now, I want to make sure that I get to a point where if I'm voting, it's going to be for Barack Obama, where he's done everything I could. And I've done everything in my power. And now I believe I should be able to reintegrate myself in society and nothing will happen. That's the point I'll start doing it.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from this is what everyone needs to do is they need to get tested, which I have. I'm clean, not burning with the corona.
I don't know why I did that too. You just made me do that.
See, we touched our face too. It's hard not to touch your face, but it's like.
But hands are clean.
Yeah, but what we need to do, what I'm hearing is, again, everyone needs to get tested, right? Okay,
yeah.
Purell. Everyone needs to get tested. That's first. And they need the blood test, not that nose shit. Don't believe in that. That's not big facts. Everyone needs to get tested.
You said big facts?
There. Yeah, that's my new thing. I'm making that like a new thing. That's big facts.
You know, I like big facts, FAX.
Yeah. FAX. But after that, then you decide whether or not you want to go out and continue on and risk yourself getting it. It's better to figure out whether or not you have it.
I believe that's true. I believe we should be able to really figure out what we have, what we don't have, get to the solutions, get to the matter of it. And before we integrate ourselves, we create the best choice we possibly can. Not just for ourselves. We can't be selfish. It has to be for society's benefit.
So stop being selfish and go get tested, Rishi, because I've already done that.
How do you know I didn't do it?
Because you just told me you don't know if you have it.
That's 100% true. Go fuck yourself.
That was a good place to end it. I think that was a good debate. That was a good philosophical debate.
I appreciate it. All right. This has been episode 3, I guess. This has been episode 3 of Guilty Conscience. I'm Rishi Mather. This is Alexander Payne. Keep coming back. I'm obviously going to try to help humanity. I don't care about the fame in this situation. I want to help people. I truly want to benefit people. I think that if we strive to constantly look at ourselves, we could truly become better humans. Now, if you don't want that, Alex Payne's your guy.
I'm just saying we could explore other options. We could explore the humor and this total chaos of this whole entire situation. And everything I say right now should be taken in jest, but seriously, go get tested. And, if you have money and you want to give it to me and help me become a rich, powerful man and abuse my power, then that's your choice.
That is your choice. Now, if you want to give it to me instead of him, that's also a choice I'm willing to let you make.
I want to be like Daniel Plainview and There Will Be Blood. That's all I'm saying.
So you basically want to be, what's his name? Oil tycoon from back in the day, Rockefeller.
Yeah, I just want to throw my son out at the end of the movie and be like, get out of here. You're my competitor. He's like, Dad, I want to be a comedian like you. Just lose my mind on him.
All right, let's end it there.